Hey guys, welcome to curling class. Today I'm going to talk about raises and the proper weight for a given raise. One of the biggest problems new curlers have is that they will tend to overthrow a raise and either flash the stone or send the raised stone out of the house. So I'm going to talk a little bit about ice conditions and how to choose the proper weight for a raise. So let's get started. Okay, so in this example we have a stone that's just in front of the house, maybe a stone length in front of the house, and we want to raise it to the button. So right now the ice is pretty slow. It's been freshly pebbled. It has not been nipped, so we'll call it heavy ice. And we will want to throw just about back 4 weight. So the button plus 2 stones if it's slower ice. So let's just see if I can do that. As an example, that's a little bit light. Just get a feel for the throwing to the back 4. That was about T-line. Okay, so I think I can throw it to the back 4. Yeah, it's about that weight right there. So I'm going to try that right on the nose of this stone. And we get it to about the T-line. So if the ice was running normal, what I would call normal ice is maybe 3.75 to 3.85 to the T-line. Ultimately for that raise, you'd want to throw just to the T-line plus about a stone or so's weight. I mean, that's really all you have to do for 1 stone. Now let's say the stone is over here to the side and we want to raise it to the button. Well, now we're on a bit of an angle, so we need to add a couple stones lengths. So in a general rule, I try to think of, well, what's the distance between the center line if I'm trying to get to the center line, or wherever I'm trying to get to, center line, edge of a 4, whatnot. What's the difference between there to my stone? So you can measure that, and you can say, well, I need to add almost that amount of weight to this stone. So for example, if I need to get to the button here, well, I'm thinking button plus I'm going to add about 2.5 stones worth of weight to get to the button. That's just how I do it. I'm sure there's other methods to do this. That was a little bit light, but you know, as you get further out, your angle increases the distance ultimately, if you're on the same plane, of course. So then you need to add more weight. And so how much more weight do I need to add? As you get really far out, of course, it becomes a little bit more difficult for those types of just a raise. So you really don't have too many instances where you're trying to raise a stone to the button over here. But maybe you're trying to raise it over here, or maybe you're trying to raise one that's on close to the center line, and you're trying to raise it behind a corner guard over here. So then what's the distance between, you know, this stone and this stone? So we're at about, you know, 2 to 3 more stones worth of weight that I need to hit from here to the T-line. So I need to throw about back 8 weight to get it to go over there. And so now finally, what about a stone that we need to raise that has a stone in front of it? Ultimately, what we do in this scenario is we just add another stone and a half's worth of weight. So instead of 1 stone to 2 stones behind, so like back 4, now we're throwing maybe back 8, or adding another stone or so worth of weight. So a lot of times, especially new curlers, will look at this and think they have to move 2 stones. They need to throw a lot more weight, and they'll just promote this one right out of the rings. When really, in reality, you're just adding a couple more stones worth of weight to that to raise it. And this is, of course, for just normal ice. I'm talking about 3.75 to 3.85 to the T-line. So on heavier ice, you're going to need to add another stone's worth of weight, you know, width of weight to get down there. So I think that's about it, and hopefully you find this useful, and good curling.